Hello, everyone. Welcome to the High School Sports Spotlight. I'm your host, Ben Tenuta, and today we have a very special guest, Roman Thompson from Pittsburgh Central Catholic. Roman, appreciate you coming on, man.
Hey, it's an honor. Thank you for having me.
Of course, of course. So, we were supposed to record this yesterday, but things kind of fell through. You said you're a busy guy. You said you had about 3 workouts a day. What was going on about
Yeah.
that?
Yesterday I had a 6 a.m. workout, and then school's been busy with coaches coming through, and then I had another workout right after school, and then after school, after my school's workout, I had to go down to 2 tenths to get another one in. So yesterday was a busy day for me.
Awesome. Well, I know you were a former wrestler. This season, you're taking the year off. How has that been for you personally?
It's a little hard. I miss wrestling. I miss competing. It's something I've been doing since I was the age of 4. So that's always been a part of me. But at the same time, I'm kind of glad I'm taking a break. I get to let my body heal and rest, and I get to really focus on what I need to become better at for football this year.
Um, Speaking of, playing a sport that you've been growing up with, how did you get into playing football?
So both of my older brothers played football. One of them, Cooper, he's 19, he's 20 now, and then my other brother, Damon, he's 23. So like just growing up, I watched them. I tried to join the football team early when I was 5, but they didn't let me. So I ended up joining football when I was 6. And then my dad played Division 1 football at Akron, and then my older cousin, he also played football at his high school. So football's just been in my family.
So you'd probably say, your brothers, your dad, your cousins, they kind of really instilled playing football to you as a sport as you were young.
100%. That's what I grew up knowing. It's what I grew up watching, and I just fell in love with it ever since a kid.
You sent me some of your you sent me some of your youth football highlights earlier today, and you were a dog, man. Who were you playing for?
I was playing for North Hills. I played with them all through Little League, and then when I hit like middle school, I played for the Hill District, and then quarantine came around. I also played for a couple travel teams in Pittsburgh. But yeah, I mostly played for North Hills in youth league.
And did you mainly play running back?
Yeah, I played the same position in youth as I do now in high school. I was a running back and linebacker, so it's all.
Sorry, you started cutting out there.
I said I've played running back and linebacker ever since youth. So like just growing up, I've always played the same 2 positions.
Very cool. Well, I know, you mentioned that you're from North Hills, Pittsburgh Central Catholic, they have guys from everywhere, not just from the city. And you mentioned you're from North Hills. So can you tell me why you decided to go to Pittsburgh Central Catholic?
My family and me, we made the decision. It was a hard decision, leaving your hometown is never easy. But we felt like it'd be the best for me, just not only as like playing football, but just as all aspects of growing up in life. It was the structure I needed to change. Middle school, I was getting in trouble a little bit. I kept getting phone calls home. So my mom was like, you need more structure, you need more discipline. So she thought Central Catholic would really help me do that and become a better man. So we finally made the decision to go there.
When did you find out or realize Pittsburgh Central Catholic was different compared to like other high schools and your former school?
The first day on orientation, we show up. I'm used to wearing whatever I want to school. I'd wear pajamas and slippers, but the first day of school, you got to have your button-up shirt, you got to have your tie on the right way, you have to have a belt, have to have your khaki pants, and then you have to have nice shoes on. So just the first day orientation, I knew Central was a whole different ball game.
And you talk about so much success that they've had over the years. They produced guys such as Damar Hamlin, and many more. I mean, Dan Marino too. What does it mean to you to wear the Central Catholic jersey?
It means a lot. The word our coach says when you're playing for the Vikes and you have them horns on your helmet, you're playing them more than just for yourselves. We have alumni that will reach out to us that live many states away, miles away, but they're still tuned into our game. I was just on the phone with one of our alumni not that long ago, and he says him and all of his friends have watch parties, and they live in Atlanta. So just knowing that people from far away are still supporting us every game, it just means a lot. So every time I'm going out there, I know I'm playing for something bigger than myself.
Speaking of alumni, earlier this year, I think it was around the state championship time, I saw a photo of you and Dan Marino. Can you tell me what that experience was like meeting a Hall of Fame quarterback like that?
Yeah, that experience was amazing. Just meeting someone who's became so successful in life, and just knowing that at one point in time they were in the same position as me. It just really just shows the light at the end of the tunnel almost. Just showing me that it's definitely doable and my dreams are capable if I keep working hard.
And the culture is just different. I mean, you kind of just mentioned, you have alumni watching games, having house parties, and things like that. What do you think really separates Central Catholic most from other Woodfield teams?
I think it's kind of cliche at this point because you probably do hear it a lot, but it's 100% the brotherhood. Just the things we go through on a day to day basis. It's just other schools can't compare to. So I just like doing all that with people from all around the city. You just really create this bond and this brotherhood, and I think it will truly last forever, as I've seen time and time again.
Your head coach, Ryan Laymeyer, I believe he just finished up his third season. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's third season. Yep.
Back-to-back Whitfield championship appearances, back-to-back state championship appearances. How has, Coach Laymeyer and other coaches, help you grow as a person?
Oh, Coach Laymeyer, that's my dog. No matter what I need, any situation I'm in, I know that's someone I can always reach out to. He wants what's best for me, and I'm just so appreciative for the things he does for me on a day to day basis. I know no matter what I'm doing, I could just give him a call just to talk, whether it's football or just life. And both of his sons just started wrestling for their first year, so that just gives us something else to talk about. And I just really love having that type of relationship with someone who's my coach. So it's just he does it all for me. And then we have other coaches on top of that, Coach Neff, Coach Bell, Coach Joyce, all those guys. They're just always there for me whenever I need it. So just having that type of bond with your coaches is just something really special.
You might have to end up doing some coaching with his son, or both of his sons, with wrestling. Back-to-back Whitfield championship appearances, back-to-back state championship appearances. Can you tell me how that has been for you personally? Only being a junior, to have two Whitfield championships already, and also being able to go to states back to back.
Yeah, doing it in both the years I've started, it just means a lot. I'm just so proud of what my team and my guys do every day in and out. Like we're grinding no matter what season it is, what month it is. So just all the hard work we're putting in, it just shows and it pays off. The results speak for themselves. We're busting our butts day in and day out, and you guys can see that.
Pittsburgh Central Catholic is a 6A program. There's, you guys got a freshman team. You guys have, guys that are playing one way. You play both ways. I've seen you play both ways throughout this entire season, at linebacker and running back. Which position do you prefer?
I want to go to college to play linebacker, but I think I have more fun running the ball. You can't beat scoring touchdowns, especially when you score more than one in a game. It's just
Yeah.
a really cool feeling. So I have more fun running the ball, but in college I want to play linebacker.
And how would you describe your playing style on both sides of the ball?
I would say a word I would describe it with is just gritty. No matter what, I'm always trying to do anything I can to help this team win. In all circumstances, I'm always going to give it my all. So I just say it's really gritty.
Yeah, and I feel like that's very true because I've seen you running the football with, just finger tape on your hands, and you don't even care about wearing gloves or anything like that. Typically, you don't see that a lot.
I just like having the feel of the ball in my hands. It's something I started doing in my freshman year after I saw some people on the team do it, and I just started liking it, and that's just what I go with now.
Definitely unique. You don't really typically see that a lot nowadays, with gloves and things like that. But you're also a captain on the team, and you're only a junior. As a junior, I'm assuming the team votes for the team captains, or is that something the coach select?
The team and players. The team and the coaches vote, so they both have a say in it.
So for you, how does that feel to be voted by your peers only as a junior? Because typically you see a lot of seniors being named captains, but you named as a captain on your team at only being a junior. How does that feel for you?
It feels really good just knowing that my peers and my teammates, the people who are in it with me, that they look up to me and see me as a leader, and that it just motivates me to go even harder.
And what would you say, type of leadership do you bring? Are you a vocal leader or do you kind of lead by example?
I would say I'm definitely a vocal leader. I like to think of myself as the hype man. No matter where we are, no matter what's going on, I love to bring the energy, and that's something I sort of pride myself on. Just having energy, even on 7 a.m. workouts, I got energy. I'm there yelling. I got the music all the way up. Anytime in the weight room, I'm the DJ. I'm on the aux, so I just like bringing energy to the table so other people can feed off of it.
What do you think's been the biggest improvement you made after this past season?
I think communication. Like in some hard moments, it's hard to communicate with your team, with your coaches. Emotions run high, and just being able to communicate in those tough situations where adversity crept in, it's just like I think that's where I've got better throughout my year. So just I know I need to keep working on it, and I will. But I think that's my biggest improvement so far.
What do you take most pride in?
In football
Yeah.
or just in general?
Both.
Uh, I think I take the most pride in just being able to make somebody smile. I know people go through things you'll never know about them, and I just want, if I'm around somebody, I just want to be able to have the ability to make someone smile or forget about something that happened at home or something they're dealing with. So whenever I'm around people, I like to be like the source of happiness or like the source of energy to make someone keep going. So I think I can make a room smile given the right time. So I just think that's something I pride myself in.
So with that, with taking pride in making the room smile and things like that, how do you mentally prepare for games, and how do you get the other guys locked in? If you're down or you're just having, for example, you guys are just playing another team each week. You guys are undefeated all year, but you're playing someone that the team would typically take lightly. How do you get mentally prepared, and how do you make sure your guys are focused?
My go-to, I have to have my music on. You've been in our locker room, I'm the guy on the speaker. No matter who we're playing against, the music stays the same. Where I'm going to bring the energy. I look at all opponents the same. I'm going to give my best every time, and I just try to make sure that my team just knows that in some games you're playing for more than just the win. You're playing for a future in the sport. So just come into every game prepared and locked in mentally. I just let them know that this could help you with your recruitment. It could help you get to the next level. So every game's serious.
I've been to some games and I've seen you, give some motivational speeches before you guys go out there or just after a few stretches and things like that. Do you prepare a speech or do you typically just kind of wing it?
Nah, everything's off the top of my head. I just let my emotions flow and I just start to speak.
Nice. Nice. Well, how do who are some kids on the team or teammates that kind of push you through it every day?
My number one, I definitely would say Zach Gleason. That kid's a dog. He's special. I'm working out with him at 6 in the morning, 3 times a week throughout the week. Then we go to school together. So Zach Gleason is someone I can always look to. I know he's busting his tail off, and I know he's working. So just looking at Zach Gleason, someone who loves the sport like I do, and someone who wants to be great, and just watching somebody work like him is really special.
Very cool. He's a top talent. I saw him in Miami this past weekend, locking up some defenders, some receivers from all over the country. What are some things that you were personally working on as well this offseason?
This offseason, I'm really trying to focus on my speed. I'm not the fastest, but I rely on my instincts and like the angles on defense. But I'm just trying to get faster, so maybe I could break off some more long touchdown runs.
You're going to be entering your senior season next year. I saw you just picked up an offer from UConn. How's the recruiting process been for you so far?
It's stressful, 100%. It's treading well for me though. it's just a lot of stress knowing where you have to make the decisions on where you want to go for the next 4 years of your college career. So there's a lot of factors that go into that. So I'm
Mhm.
just having conversations with my parents nonstop about what new colleges are talking to me, what colleges have offered me, and what are the pros and cons about each colleges.
And what are some of the schools that you've received offers from so far?
Pitt, Penn State, UConn, Toledo, Miami, Ohio, Buffalo, Liberty, and a few more.
And then what are college coaches, telling you that they like most about your game?
They all like the fact that I'm a physical linebacker, and they all like the fact that I can make plays on both sides of the ball. They feel that's a big indicator on whether a guy's a playmaker or not.
Mhm. And what are you looking for? Like, what are you looking for personally, while you're, going through visits and things like that? Personally, what kind of college programs? Um, what are you looking for? What are your? Let me finish this question. Fuck.
What are you looking for in colleges that's recruiting?
Yeah. What are you? I just feel like that question is just kind of weird, but all right.
That's what the coaches be asking me. They were like, "What are you looking for in the program?"
Yeah. So, what are you looking for in a college program that would fit best
Um,
for you?
I think development's really key. Everyone is good at football. Like all the colleges,
Mhm.
they're going to tell you a lot of similar things, but not everyone's going to invest in you and try to
Mhm.
develop you from early on. So I think just picking a college where I know I'm going to get developed fully and is going to give me the best shot of making my dreams come true and going into the NFL.
Now, speaking of dreams come trues, you already won a WPO championship twice. You just won Super Seven Player of the Year. Congratulations!
Thank you.
And you've been to two state championships. So, what's the next steps for you?
Uh, Personally, I want to win Gatorade Player of the Year. I want to be the best me I can possibly be, and I just want to show what I can really do on the field. And I think my senior year is going to be something special. And winning Gatorade Player of the State, or maybe if I do good enough of the year, I think that's my end goal. I also want to finish with above 130 tackles. Playing beside two Division I linebackers, they take a lot of tackles away. I play beside
Mm.
Brad Gompers. He's at Duke right now, and then I played this past year. I played beside Colson Guyton, and he's going to Duke next year. So I definitely want to up my tackles, and with those two guys gone, I definitely think I will.
Yeah, Central Catholic has kind of became like a linebacker high as of lately with guys like Cole Sullivan, Anthony Specca, Bradley Gompers, and Colson. How have those guys helped you since you've been a freshman?
A lot. I looked up to Brad Speck and Cole Sullivan almost as like my big brothers. When I came in young, those guys were in positions where I wanted to be, and they were in the spot I was striving for. So just being able to talk to those guys on a weekly basis till this day on just things I need to improve or any questions I have, I ask them. So just looking up to them, it just really helped me. They give me advice whenever I need it. They help me up with coaches. They I ask them all the time if they could hook me up with their coaches at the colleges they're at. So just receiving game and advice from them, it just really helps.
Very cool. And I know that's got to be super beneficial for you to have resources like that to reach out to guys and kind of just get how their process has been. And you kind of get to experience and see that because a lot of high school programs out there, not only in the WPIAL, but around the country, don't really get an opportunity to have, people that are coming out of your school and playing in the next level. So I'm going to ask you some quick hitter questions.
All right.
Who's the toughest opponent that you've ever had? Now, it could be a team or it could be a Pacific player that you played against that, you're like, dang, man, like, what the heck?
Hands down, there's no close second. It's St. Francis Academy.
Okay. And I was at that game too last year. Can you tell me why? Like, what was kind of coming into that game? Can you just tell me what that feeling was like and why it was just kind of like, man, these guys are for real.
I was a little shell shocked. It was my first varsity start. I was 15, so it was my first time playing real high school ball. And what better way to start it than against the number 3 team in the country? Yeah, no, those guys were grown men. Some of them were older than 18, but well, that's another conversation for another day. But those guys were they play with the mentality I try to play with. Them guys were dogs, all of them across the board. There was no position where this kid was all right. No, all those kids were really good, and they all came to play.
Yeah, that team is just built different. And also, they're playing on a national level and traveling each week, and
Right.
they just won like the first ever overtime national championship. Which I know that wasn't. I don't really consider that being official national champions, but they kind of set that up. Instead they won the Natty. So, um, what's your favorite stadium to play in? It doesn't have to be the Whippeal. It could be anywhere, but because I know you've guys had a couple of chances to play out of state before.
My favorite too. I think I'm have to go with Whippeal ones, just because the environment's always so crazy when we play there. It's definitely playing in Pine Richland and playing in Wexford at Newman Stadium. Those are my two favorite for sure.
Yeah, those stadiums are typically always rocking, and especially if they're playing Central Catholic, big rivalry game, or even I mean when we go to NA, that place gets packed. Both places don't really have the best service. Usually it's because maybe there's so many people there, but every time I go there, I'm like, I got no internet connection, and it's just football and fans cheering, which is a great experience. So, leading into the next one, what's your favorite pregame song?
Oh, probably my favorite pregame song. I listen to it before every game and before every wrestling tournament or wrestling match. It's definitely "Grace" by 42 Doug and Lil Baby.
You're always pulling out. I feel like
Yeah.
I'm getting old because I'm like kind of up with the music. What's going on? I'm
Why
not
you
that
think I
old,
be on
but
Ox? Why you think I'm
I
on Ox?
know,
I got
I
all the
know.
music.
I hear the music, and I'm like, what are they playing? Now, if you would have said Jimmy Wapo, I'd been like, okay. Um, so far, gonna be a senior next year, but what has been your favorite Central Catholic memory so far?
Favorite Central Catholic memory. Probably the first time we won Whippeals, to 2024. And we broke the streak of losing. We lost back to back years, and then just being able to win for the first time in 3 years, it was a really good feeling.
Definitely. And how has Laymeyer really changed the program? I'm not sure if you were there before Laymeyer or you were there for right when
I was
Laymeyer's first
I was there
season.
for yeah.
First season. So can you tell the difference of how the program has just kind of flipped the switch and has kind of it's a new era in Central Catholic football.
So I would say all props to the old coach Terry Totten, but Lameyer's a little more new. He's new school. Things are more up to date. Just the way he goes about things, I think is more of the college aspect. So I think Coach Laymeyer is really preparing us well for the next level, and just all the things he supplements into our program. I think it just really just took us to a new level.
And with that new facility coming, that's going to be able to help you guys even get
For
better
sure.
to the next level. Because I've been in your guys' weight room before and seen what that is like, and seeing what you guys are planning to have. I'm not really sure what that hall is called, um, but you guys have it all under construction over there by the field and everything like that. So I'm
Right.
sure you guys are pretty pumped about that.
For sure. Unfortunately, though, my class will not get to use it or see it. It's not going to be built until the end of.
Oh,
So
really?
our
I didn't.
class will be able to use it.
I thought it was gonna be done by next year. I don't know. I mean, it looks like it's gonna be insane, which is
Yeah,
gonna
it's
be
going to be super nice. I'm excited for the younger kids to get to use that and not have to go through the struggles we're going through right now.
So with that, in one word, can you describe Central Catholic football?
One word describes Central Catholic football. I would just say tough.
All right. What would you say is so tough about it?
I just think, like I said, everything we do on a day-to-day basis, any other school around here cannot compare to what we do. Just for example, this season we were traveling on a bus every day to go to practice and come home from practice, and we overcame all of that. So I just think we're a really tough group of kids every year we come through.
Sweet, man. Well, Roman, with that, I appreciate you coming on and doing this podcast with me, and I'm excited to see what you you do this next season, and congratulations on being named Super 7 this year.
Thank you, of course. Thank you for having me too. It's a pleasure.
But I have one more question I want to ask you. What would be your message to younger players, in the Pittsburgh area that want to follow a similar path that you have going on with your senior year coming up next year?
I would say just work for everything you want. Nothing in life is going to be given to you. You're going to have to battle some form of adversity. And my coach says it all the time. Coach Bell, he says, you got to look at the adversity and smile. You got to embrace it every time. Every time it comes, it's going to happen. Comfort and growth do not coexist. So there's no growing when you're comfortable. When you're going to grow, you're going to be uncomfortable, and you got to embrace that and just work for everything you got.
All right, Roman. Appreciate it, man. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
And thanks for joining us today in this episode of the Tenuta High School Sports Spotlight. I know it's been a while, but we have a new season with some new guests, and I'm really looking forward to it. So thank you guys for joining us.